All right. All right, we are back. Welcome to another live feed reads. Live feed reads. Oh my word, we are back. And today we have Paul with us. Look at Paul coming in. Oh, cool. Hey, there he is. I'd say cool hand Luke, but he's cool man Paul. Come on in. Oh, what's that? Hey. Oh, wait. That reminds me. There's something new to discuss. That's right. We talked about it last week. Yeah.
Yes, you did with my son Ryan, who cannot hold a candle to Paul
We
Reed
missed
at
you,
Live
Paul, for
TV.
sure.
Yes, you did. All right. Well, welcome back to another edition of Live Feed Read. I'm Paul Reed, the best host, along with Jason Crawford, the Ed McMahon to my Johnny Carson. A little bit of poking a little bit of fun there, but I don't know. I guess you guys talked about the fact that as of yesterday, Florida has a open carry status at this point, meaning just that you can openly carry a firearm on your person that does not have to be concealed.
I've heard people talking about it. Different counties, different sheriff's offices posting about it online, and they all say a bunch of different things, similar in the end, but different angles. So, Paul, what's your take?
Well, here's the angle, and I don't mean the angle factor from Fox News, Fox 7 o'clock. So, can you or can't you? Well, maybe yes, maybe no, but understand this. It is not the law of the land as like people would like you to believe. And let me lay it out for you. Here's how this goes. So Florida has a statute. It's 790.053, and that basically says that you cannot openly carry a gun in the state of Florida.
Okay.
All right. So as you can imagine, the National Rifle Association, the People for the Betterment of Guns, the I Love Society, and you should be able to shoot somebody, and whatever, people brought a lawsuit and said, look, the Florida Constitution prohibits, under the Second Amendment, prohibits us from open carry, and we feel that that's unconstitutional.
Yeah.
Right? Different courts, second district where we're at, says, no, it's not. Other districts, but back then there were 5. Yes, it is unconstitutional. And so what happens? What have we learned on this show, Jason? When you have a split in rulings in different districts, what happens?
They got to go up the Supreme Court.
Yeah, Florida Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Because this is a Florida law. And so the Florida Supreme Court decides Florida law. And there was a case, evidently Norman, of course, it would have to be a Norman, versus the, no offense to all you Normans out there, versus the state of Florida. And it went up because Norman was arrested for openly carrying or displaying a firearm in violation of the law.
Yes.
With me so far? TV Land, you with me? Okay. So the Florida Supreme Court in Norman v. State says, no, Florida Statute 790.053, the prohibition on open carry is not unconstitutional.
Okay.
So we sit there for a while, and you could not carry a gun openly.
So, all right, because that was 2017, right?
Time goes by.
Okay.
Yeah, 2017, and Pam Bondi was the one who argued on behalf of the state.
Yeah,
it isn't.
That's actually very interesting.
But remember, our Attorney General, which did not happen in this case that we're going to talk about in a bit, is supposed to argue in favor of the laws of the state of Florida enacted by our government, right? So whether Pam Bondi agreed or not, her job as the Attorney General is to fight for the laws of the state of Florida.
Got you.
And she did. Okay. All right. So comes along a case. Let me see. There we go. Comes along a United Supreme Court case.
Okay.
So this is after 2017, and it's in June of 2022. All right. So this was the New York State, here's a shocker, Rifle and Pistol Association versus Broen, who's the Attorney General, for the state of New York. So, of course, the National State Rifle Association basically says that the law in New York that you can't own a gun is unconstitutional in the Second Amendment. All right. So this was what's called a landmark decision, one of those big ones like Roe versus Wade, and things of that nature. Plessy versus Ferguson, and so this was a big one, a landmark decision.
So that was the U.S. Supreme Court deciding on a New York state? It had gone up to the U.S. Supreme Court. Okay.
Yes, correct. Because my assumption is, and I didn't do a deep AI dive, is that the whatever you call, and they have different names, believe it or not, but the highest court in New York probably said our law is constitutional. We don't want you yahoos out there carrying guns.
Okay, yeah, gotcha. Okay,
all right. Which was well known that New York is very strict on gun control. Whatever, right. Not one way or the other. That's not. So anyway, the landmark 6-3. You can imagine 6 of the Republican appointed judges versus 3 of the Democrat liberal appointed judges. 6-3, not unusual. Established that the Second Amendment protects individuals' right to carry a firearm in self-defense outside of the home.
Oh, okay.
See, no one really argued that you couldn't have a gun in your home.
Okay.
This said in New York, you can have it outside the home. That was a big one. All right. The ruling, so that was called the Broen. I'm going to call it Broen, B-R-U-E-N. And so that's how they ruled. Now, it was a big stink, but the ruling requires that new gun laws must be consistent with the nation's historical tradition of firearm regulation to be constitutional, setting a high bar for restricting firearms and challenging state laws that were previously very restricted. That's called the Broen standard, meaning if you're going to have a statute law that restricts some form of gun ownership and carry and things of that nature, it has to be narrowly tailored and strictly construed. Example, you can't carry a gun in school. That one would pass the Broen standard.
Okay.
You can't carry a gun into a federal agency, into a state government agency. Those will pass the Broen standard. You with me? They're narrowly tailored, strictly construed, and that's, is what it is. All right. However, that Supreme Court decision did not have an opinion or express as to whether or not you can openly carry a firearm. You with me? Stay with me, because this is a building blocks onto where we're at today. All right. So they just said that you can have regulations. They have to be narrowly tailored and comport with the Second Amendment.
Okay.
Yeah. You with me?
Yeah.
All right, hold your questions. All right. Example, another one. U.S. versus Rahimi, R-A-H-I-M-I. You know what red flag laws are?
Yes.
Basically, if you're a threat to society, domestic violence, things of that nature, the state governments or the local police can take away your firearm until you go have a hearing with the judge, and he can either give it back or not give it back.
Yep.
All right. Well, so the U.S. Supreme Court had a decision on that based on its Broen standard, and they said this was 8-1. This was almost a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I guarantee one of the jackasses that I don't care, the Republican, I don't care what it is. You can carry a gun anywhere, anytime, anyhow, fire it off in the air for fire. I mean, he's just, that's what he's going to do. Either way, so it's 8-1, and they said, while the right to bear arms is constitutional, the government can disarm individuals who are found to be a credible threat to the physical safety of citizens. Again, to me, common sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But it goes on to say modern gun regulations must be consistent with the general principles of the historical firearm regulations.
Yep.
Okay. And so that's, again, that's what they said. You can restrict them, but it's got to be narrowly tailored. And they said, okay, taking fire guns away from someone who may be mentally unstable, suicidal, threat to self and others, domestic violence, you can do that. Okay. So now we jump ahead. All right. In Burns v. State, which is a 4th District Court of Appeal case, they addressed the open carry statute. Okay, so Florida provides a statutory right to openly carry a firearm while on one's property or business.
Okay,
so meaning, what happened where this guy came outside with a handgun on his property. He didn't threaten anybody. Those are different issues. Just he came out and he's holding it because he's being confronted by what he feels is a threat. But they arrested him anyway for openly carrying a firearm. Okay. The 4th District Court of Appeal in that case says, no, you can carry a firearm on your property or in your business. So even before the case we get to today, what I just did would have been allowed because this is my business. Okay. So
I see where you're going.
We're chinking away. Hold on. We're chinking away at the rule, baby steps. Okay. So that's that was in 23. And so then we come along to the recent case here in September 15th of this year. Where the 1st District Court of Appeal says this. It says, well, yes, the Florida Supreme Court in 2017 said that this statute, the open carry statute, is constitutional, right? Well, a district court cannot override the Florida Supreme Court. But we're going nibble that, shake and bake. Hey, now you see me, now you don't. So what they say, the 1st District says, well, the law has changed based on the Supreme Court's case the U.S. Supreme Court's case in 2022, saying that the laws restricting handguns have to be narrowly tailored, strictly construed, and so forth. Their position is, well, yes, in 2017, the Supreme Court of the state of Florida got it right based on the federal law as it was. However, that law has now changed at the federal level, and our state law is now unconstitutional. Therefore, open carry is permitted, and basically it's 15 days later from that hearing because they can rehear it and do this, that.
So they're saying that because it was too loosely tailored now. Okay.
Yeah, they say it doesn't reach the bronze standard.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, mind you, the Supreme Court of the state of Florida hasn't said that. The Supreme Court said our law is constitutional. U.S. Supreme Court comes back in the Braun decision, and based on that, which did not address our law, based on that, which, remember, the Braun decision just said you can have a gun. It didn't say about open carry. But the 1st District says, well, based on the U.S. Supreme Court, the statute is now unconstitutional. Well, that's just what they said. Now, and stay with me, people.
You're in the weeds.
Because, watch what happens here. So, unlike what actually Ashley Moody and Pam Bondi did on these gun cases, which was argued on behalf of the state law, James Utmeyer, our our attorney general, you know what he does?
Okay.
Nothing. I'm not going to argue that our government is right and that our law is constitutional. I'm just going to remain here. Mom, do you know why? Governor DeSantis wants open carry. And Governor DeSantis recently appointed me after Pam Bondi went up to be the Attorney General or for U.S. And so I'm going to do a solid for my boy, Mr. Governor DeSantis. So he doesn't argue it. Okay. First District rules that it's unconstitutional. And here we sit as of September 25th, right? But is it?
Yeah, that's the question, right?
Well, the Florida Supreme Court in 2017, even though the U.S. Supreme Court held that they have to be narrowly tailored and strictly construed, they didn't address open carry.
Right.
The Florida Supreme Court case addressed open carry and said it's under this statute, it's unconstitutional.
Right. Okay.
So, Grady Judd, Polk County, we're not going to enforce it based on, we love guns and whatever. The guy, Guadier in Pinellas, you know what he says, the sheriff? We don't know. The second district said it's constitutional back when. Supreme Court said it's constitutional back when. The first district says it's unconstitutional based on a Supreme Court case that doesn't address whether it's constitutional or not at all. It just says you have the right to bear arms, the right to have one. It doesn't say you can openly carry.
Okay.
Now, follow me here. You got this a state attorney in Orlando, Orange County, that a few years ago, DeSantis got rid of her, just like he did our boy here, because she wouldn't go for the death penalty on cases. So he took like 17 death penalty cases, shipped them up to Lake County, where you're getting a death penalty for smoking cigarettes. And so then she did something else, whatever, and he booted her. Well, she got reelected this, 2024, back to state attorney for Orange County. I got news for you. What is she gonna do?
What she's going to do.
What is that police department going to do? Well, here's the deal. Somebody somewhere, more likely than not, is going to get arrested.
Yeah, and it's probably going to be that fisherman guy.
And they're going to do it. They're going to do it under the guise of you were being malicious, reckless, threatening, all those things. Even if the law is the land is open carry, you can't do those things. You can't threaten someone. You can't, display it in anger and on and on and on.
So you're saying that they'll argue and construe a different point.
It's going to be someone's going to get arrested, or some group is going to challenge the law. And then the Florida Supreme Court will have to decide one way or the other.
It's probably going to... Oh, sorry.
Oh, hold on. No.
Yeah,
or will they? Here comes the Zaya. Here's what I predict. And Jason, we'll just watch it and see. So now, of course, whenever the government, whether it be at the federal level, the state level, enacts gun legislation, all hell breaks loose. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, they're anti-American, they're pro-American, they're evil, the guns, the this, the that. Either way, one side's happy, the other side's not. Here's what I predict. I predict that the legislature up there quietly enacts a statute, basically doing away with the you can't carry, open carry law, and makes it, and it's called codifies the first district's court opinion such that the law basically is in lockstep with the court's
updates it to bring it in alignment with it. Yeah.
So they do that quietly, like little mice creeping around in the cup.
They argue.
And once the law is passed, you'll get 1 day of the legislature passes, open carry law at best. And what does the legislature say? well, we were just following the
Right.
court's decision. It really wasn't ours. We can pass the buck to the evil court. Bam.
Yeah.
That's how this
sessions
works,
are about to start. They're like early committees. Early committees are about to hit. I think October 6th, roughly. We're gonna have like maybe a week or two of early sessions, and then go into it. So I'll keep my eyes open to see what gets filed.
Keep your eyes open and update us. But I'm telling you that it's a beautiful plan. It was just and for you people out there in TV world, guess where the first district is?
First district.
Court of Appeal.
I don't know. Oh boy. Okay. Hey, look.
Guess where the governor? Guess where the governor is? Guess where the legislative body of state court is? Guess which court found it to be unconstitutional?
Hey! Surprise, surprise. Yeah.
Surprise, surprise, surprise. Isn't that just honestly unbelievable?
You might end up seeing.
You know, you got a sworn officer of the state of Florida, our attorney general, who just doesn't argue on behalf of the state. You know, and whatever. Look, I personally, and I'm not alone. I was at Shoot Straight the other day. Look, I have guns. I got a lot of guns. I got guns. But I was at Shoot Straight buying another gun, a little 9mm. It's cute. It's nice. And the guy that I was talking to from Sig Sauer, it's a nice gun. He's not in favor of it, of open carry. Hold on a second. I wonder if Schmitty's listening. Yes. I'm doing my podcast. Schmitty is another fellow gun owner. So let's get a citizen of Hillsborough County's opinion. Schmitty, it's on.
You're live. Tell him he's live.
And how they passed the law. You're live. Are you for or against open carry, citizen of Hillsborough County, state of Florida?
I can't hear him. Okay.
I know. Hold on. He said you should be able to do it, but what? But like most, he says, but it presents challenges for basically someone taking your gun.
I agree with that fully. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what Grady Judge said as well. Anything else you'd like to contribute to Live Feed Read? What else? What was you calling for? Hold on, people. At my place.
We'll go to our sponsors while we wait.
Oh, all right. I'll call you back later.
We are not sponsored by anyone, by the way. Shoot Straight or anything.
He wanted to know if I wanted to go. He wanted to know if I wanted to go hit golf balls. I'm like, kind of busy. Not really, but anyway. All right. So that's just crazy how because remember, Jason, last session they couldn't get the Republican legislature to enact the statute codifying open carry. They tried. Governor tried. So he did an end around.
Yeah. So you know we
and now that he does an end around, will he do the whole full circle? Get back to the legislature and say, look now, guys, now it's off your plate. We just codify it and blame it on the courts.
So what Florida does have is the armed fisherman. I don't know if you know who this guy is.
So I've seen those.
Here's a question.
Stupid. If you're carrying a gun,
here's a question.
Or hunting, some jackass carried one like an AR-15 down Clearwater Beach.
Here's my question.
But
you think he's gonna beat them to it? Challenging it?
That's just so stupid. But either way, just so you'll know, though, in my opinion, you can still be arrested for open carry. And you can be that test case. Yeah. You can be the Roe of Roe versus Wade. But understand this: it ain't going to be a fun ride.
And I think that's something to realize is that the way that you're talking about it from the U.S. Supreme Court to the way that Florida governs itself, but in purview of that every county doesn't agree. That it isn't a law that's been enacted to specifically state it. it's been an interpretation of a law that banned it that's been called into question. It's a matter of you're kind of swimming at your own risk, and each county.
Look at Ed McMahon. Throw it out there, Ed McMahon.
Each county that you're in, it's up to that. Anything that happens, and then it'll be something that gets decided by the courts. And like one of the cases that we saw was back 2017. So and it's 2025. So you're looking at these things take time and money to decide. Do you want to be the one that's the guinea pig for it? So
that's the kicker. Yeah, and mind you, you could sit in jail for several years waiting to be vindicated if you're vindicated.
Yeah.
Because the state attorney and the police force, the sheriff that arrests you, right? They're there to make a statement using you. Yeah, because they know that the governor, the attorney general has basically
they've got memos telling them. Yeah,
he told them, use prudence and this, that, and the other. He didn't say, it is against the law and you'll lose your bar license and you'll be suspended as a sheriff if you did this. Have you heard that? You have not. Because he knows that you've got the Florida Supreme Court case there. You've got the second district and others there. You just got the first district saying it based on a U.S. Supreme Court case.
Right. There's still an argument to be made. And you could be that argument.
There's an argument to be made. Look, well, and then you've got to hope that whichever court of appeal rules that it's unconstitutional and it's not narrowly tailored and strictly construed. Well, I mean, we're not saying you can't carry a gun, Jason. We're just saying you can't open carry.
That's narrowly construed,
isn't it?
Right.
Does it violate?
That's what I was actually thinking earlier.
I don't know. And I got news for you. If there's 23 million people in Florida, there are millions of people that think, no, that's a good law and it doesn't violate the Second Amendment. So either way, like Jason said, be careful because you don't want to be the Roe in Roe versus Wade.
Yeah. There's still an argument to be made, and that's because where like you said, it's not been spelled out in black and white, and so there's a good chance they go to update the law and do that.
Well, if that happens, then it's all over but crying. Then there's no more challenges in the court system. The police have to do what the government says. The state attorneys have to do what the government says. That honestly would probably be the best solution to clarify it, be done with it, and move on. Because mind you, what people don't really realize, we're only one of a few states that don't allow open carry. So it's not this, oh my God, Florida's wild and crazy, it's the West. No, we're one of a few states, very few, that don't allow it. And guess what? America's still here.
And I do think.
I mean, I'm not going. I carry a concealed weapon. I have my little thing gimmick. I'm not open carry, but you can. I don't care. I'm not taking the side. Knock yourself out. Tote that Desert Eagle that's 40 pounds, and carry it on your hip like a hand cannon. Love you. Yeah. Exactly. God bless. But either way, all right. Well, that's all I got to say. I just wanted people to know that even though everybody's shouting from the rooftops that it's a legally open carry state, the answer is
I think
maybe.
It was Palm Beach County that I was listening to one of the sheriff down there that I think it was. I can't remember. Like, don't quote me on that because I don't remember which one it was.
Fair enough.
But one of them was like, we're not sure. We don't know. We're not diving into this pond. Like, I don't recommend it.
Dude, right across the bridge. Pinellas County said the same thing. And all you need is say one in Orlando to haul you away.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. Open carry, Polk County. Yeah, Grady. Hillsborough County, haven't heard anything about Chad Cronister. My guess is open carry Hillsborough. Yeah. Pinellas, not sure, not going to get arrested. I would not tote my gun to
you know
Disneyland.
What? That's a great point. That's a great point. Don't listen to the media headlines because everybody's got some sort of way they're trying to construe it and make it sound like this or that. Go to your sheriff's office social media pages and follow what they say and get the temperature reading from them. And like, be judicious. Right. Be judicious about yourself. And you can conceal carry with a concealed carry permit. So like, that's not a problem.
Oh, no. Jason,
yeah,
you don't need a permit anymore.
That's true.
Yeah, so you can concealed carry. And so that's really the safest way to not get arrested.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, ladies, throw it in your purse. Guys, put it on your hip. Get an ankle bracelet. Mm-hmm. There's numerous ways you can do it. But I got news for you, Jason. You and I both know we're going to see some Walmart kind of stuff coming out on the internet.
Yeah. Yes, I do.
You know what I'm talking about?
100%.
Walmart guy got a hand cannon. He's toting a 50 caliber 100%. Behind him.
100%. I got my vehicle mounted 50 caliber. I'm open carrying, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Florida
man. Get us out of here.
Florida man open carries on his vehicle.
Good luck. At least you know that you don't know what you think you know.
All right, you got any plans for the weekend? We'll go out on a high note.
No. My knees messed up and blah blah blah. So no.
There it is. There it is. All right. Well, enjoy that. Yeah.
Go to church.
Good one.
Get your butt in there. Say thank you, Jesus. It ain't gonna kill you. Spend 1 hour of your time because everything you have is a blessing from Him. Yep.
I'll take us out.
Reed and Reed, it's like having a lawyer in the family.